Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? My name is Nick, otherwise known here as Avialence, and welcome to my first little campaign for Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. It's actually the Star Wars version though, Sins of a Galactic Empire. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're basically the Republic, and I've put a couple factions out on the map that we're going to be going against. We have the Vong in here, the Yuzong Vong. Then we also have the CIS, naturally. So we're going to do a little bit of a random scenario this time, but maybe we'll reenact some battles a little later. As far as this goes, I know many of you guys have never watched me play this game on my Twitch page or anything like that, so I'm going to do my best to explain and commentate while I'm kind of going through here. But I'm aiming to do 20-25 minute episodes, and these campaigns are long, so they're about probably 6 hour campaigns average is what I play. We're playing on a multiple star system too, so it's going to be a bit of a long one, but we'll see what you guys think. You guys seemed to like the idea last week, so we'll go ahead and do it. So anyway, what we're doing here is actually sending out scouts, for those of you who don't already know this. These will basically explore systems that we don't know and map out the entire solar system, see if we have any enemies to worry about or anything of that nature. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is build a small fleet here. Now, as far as the small fleet goes, we're going to go ahead and do a command vessel here and then 2 SD classes. The Venators are amazing, right? I absolutely love the Venator classes. They're the main backbone of the Republic fleet. So you've got capital shipyards, which are these right here. Super capital shipyards, which we'll use to build our Pride of Core and Giant Praetorian classes later. And then also our frigate class shipyards. We're going to go ahead and build a couple combat support ships here as well. So, known as the Rothan Destroyer, this warship is powerful shielding, hull strength, and heavy armament for its size. We're going to go ahead, we're going to get 2 stalwart classes, and then let's go ahead and put our fleet rendezvous up here. So let's start moving up there. And then as far as Anchus, we're going to go ahead here and see what we can place. Let's go ahead and explore. So each planet that you're going to find will have this explore option. Now this explore option gives you access to powerful artifacts. And these powerful artifacts will basically boost certain parts of your economy based on what they're good for. So if I go here and look at artifacts, I haven't found anything yet. But these can boost, tax income, weapon damage, shielding, etc., etc. And there's actually a giant variety of them. So we'll see if we can get lucky here with the starting planet.
Nothing of value has been.
One other thing I want to let you guys know about and get your feedback on for this first episode is I do have a mechanical keyboard now. So I have a mechanical keyboard. I know you guys are hearing these key clicks. I tried so hard to go ahead and get the key clicks to go away, but I haven't been able to. So if you guys are annoyed by the key clicks or my mic volume isn't loud enough or anything of that nature in these videos, just let me know and I will be happy to fix it for the next video. Like I said, this is kind of my first time doing this for a while, and since I'm recording my audio and my video at the same time, it's a wee bit different, to say the very least. So thanks for bearing with it, and if it's annoying or not loud enough or whatever, just let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to oblige and fix that for the next part of the series. It's been a while since I've done one of these Let's Plays. I think the last serious one that I did was actually, like Assassin's Creed, which was very early this year, and I haven't really done much since. Aha! We got lucky. We got a matter compressor on our very first planet. So let's see here. Matter compressor gives us trade goods value increase 25, refinery ship cargo increase 25, and cargo hold side increase by 50%. That's phenomenal for our early economy. That's awesome. So let's see what we have on default here, or default. I'm going to butcher so many planet names. Alright, so they're still exploring. We've got 4 ships to take care. That's not bad. Our 3 Star Destroyers can handle that easily. Okay.
Cruiser here.
So we've got that, and then we're actually going to reposition a lot around here. So each planet has a different amount of logistical slots, which allow you to do research buildings and logistical buildings that produce like ships, so shipyards, things of that nature. And then tactical slots. And tactical slots are tactical emplacements, whether they be offensive or defensive. So think turbo lasers, missile batteries, planetary shielding, things of that nature. So what we're going to go ahead and do is upgrade our logistical capacity here. Now I'm playing on a mode where your home planet is more powerful. So this is my capital planet. So I will have a lot more logistical slots here as my home planet, and then other planets are going to be more smaller base type things, right? But these planets can also have giant colonies and bonuses, things of that nature. So we're going to secure Delphlot here in a second.
Awaiting orders. Reporting in.
Now, each of these ships also has fighter squadrons, which is kind of cool. So you'll see the little ones here, but the Venator classes have much more. So you will have your base fighter squadrons. So we have Torrents and Arc bombers, and then we'll get Nimbus, which are the early A-wings, and then the V-wings, excuse me, and then we'll get bombers later on via the tech tree. So let's go ahead and get our ships out, and you can actually launch them or deploy them. Some specific systems won't allow you to launch starfighters because there's like asteroid fields and things of that nature that can take them out. This game is very, very detailed, and it's something that's really cool like that. It's a lot slower than Republic at War, right? But in essence, I feel that this is a much more complete experience, you know? So we got Far Star there. It looks like we can build some smaller. Let's see if we can build. We'll get some support ships up here. Perfect.
On the lookout.
So that way we have some syntax classes. Now, the different thing that's nice about this is various ships do various things. So, like, I can have a plethora of Star Destroyers, right? But my plethora of Star Destroyers actually isn't going to do crap against a smaller fleet of frigates or the droids in this case, which are heavy on fighters. So I have to have fighter defenses or things that can defend these. Now, the syntax classes are small. They are not very powerful, but they have the anti-starfighter suite, as you can see it in the lower right-hand corner, which means that they can terrorize droid starfighters. So it's always important to have those as part of your squadron.
Standing by. Yes, sir.
Now, do we have...
Reporting in.
Planet development finished.
Copy. Received. Right away.
Awaiting orders.
Ready. Right away. Received.
Reporting in.
Roger.
Alright, so
Yes,
there's
sir.
our
Right away.
syntax classes.
Copy. Consider it done.
We'll throw them in the back there. And we will have a smaller fleet here, which is good. So now we can start expanding as long as we don't hit too much pirate resistance. Our logistical capacity is slowly increasing, which is good. So we'll go ahead and start doing some research. But let's send this fleet out first, and we're going to have them take Delafont. So each fleet will have different engagement ranges, fleet cohesion, so you can have them as tightly grouped or loosely grouped or just standard cohesion, which is actually really cool. So these different cohesions, so to speak, will, I want to say, oh, cohesion, excuse me, I'm butchering them, will allow them to perform different roles, you know, on their own. It's basically like a simple AI control, which works really well, all things considered. Alright, so now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead. We got our first fleet up. I always like to reposition my shipyard, especially early on in the game, so it's in a different part closer to my planet, because I set up giant defensive parameters around my planet. And then, you know, I'll defend the super cap yard as well. But I also like to get my research done a little bit early so we can start throwing on the tech tree. So let's go ahead and see what's going on at Delphont. So I'm going to have these ships push the planet. And you see all my fighters will just go in and swarm this guy. Alright, this is a much heavier militia class ship, the Dreadnought. See, it has 12,000 shields and 6,000 hull. But there you go. So that's like the combat, right? It's actually really neat.
Awaiting orders.
And each of these ships too, you know, will have different laser batteries, which I think is really cool. So, you know, my Venator classes, for example, will have heavy turbo lasers, light turbo lasers, and then missiles as well. And each of these weapons do a different amount of damage. And if you start looking at our upgrade process, you can actually increase. This is all turbo laser and missile. This is all defensive, and this is all ship production. It's really cool.
Planet development finished.
It's just so much more
Reporting in.
detailed, and I think that's why I appreciate it so much,
Awaiting orders.
because it is a very, very different game from Republic at
Awaiting
War.
orders.
Longer pace, more in-depth, a little more entertaining, right? And as you guys can see, a little more longer lasting. The space battles actually feel, you know, like something's going on, and you have tactical advantage, right? Your ships don't just get obliterated due to sheer numbers. So Republic at War, I would feel, is much more of a StarCraft-like game, while this is much more of a Civilization-type game, which I appreciate. It's different.
Roger. Right away.
So let's get our syntax classes up here
Moving
as
out.
well.
Reporting in.
And the one thing I like about this mod too, this game, Sins of Galactic Empire, is the ships, right? So if you look at the Defiant, right, this ship has 8,300 hull and 16,000 shield, right? So the 16,000 shield actually has a mitigation rate. So unless there's a lot of ships that have like a ability to pierce shields, right? So if I'm getting swarmed by fighter bombers or
Yes,
whatnot, they actually
Right
cannot
away.
pierce my
Standing
shields,
by. Proceeding
which
to
I
coordinates.
think is just the
Roger.
coolest thing, right? So certain ships are designed certain ways, and I love that. So it looks like we took that, so we're going to go ahead and go back to Vari here, and what I'm going to do is start setting up my research stations. So I always like to cluster them when I'm playing against AI because I can easily defend them. So you have military and civilian research stations. I'll just make 2 groups of each, and these allow you to research into the tech trees, respectively. Now, when they get destroyed, obviously those tech trees go kaput, right? But it is a pretty cool thing nonetheless. So I like to always group them around the backside of my planet here so I can defend them pretty easily. And call me crazy, but I like to have everything perfectly organized because I'm that weird guy. So we've run out of logistical space here, so we're going to go ahead and do another logistical upgrade. As a matter of fact, we're going to do 2 logistical upgrades, and they're going to start working on that. Meanwhile, let's see if we can take Delafot. See, Delafot requires a certain research, so we can go in here, and now you see our tech trees are open because we're building these structures. So, insulated archaeology type 1 will allow us to populate this planet, so we're going to go ahead and grab that. As far as defense, I want to get my Jovan stations. These are giant space stations that you can basically build into anything you like, which I really, really like. So you can have them as trade ports, starfighter suites, you know, walls, warp, they do gravity well generators as well, which these gravity well generators stop enemy ships from entering atmosphere, or, not entering atmosphere, but rather leaving the gravity well, which is a circular area. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my advanced fighter designs early on, and we're going to do Kaminoan cloners. So Kaminoan cloners will actually allow us to get bonus combat experience. Each ship that you produce has experience, right?
Awaiting orders.
And this experience gives them levels, which allows you to purchase abilities. The more abilities that a ship has, obviously, the
Ready.
better that ship is.
Right away. Received.
But it's really unique in the sense of it makes
Awaiting
each
orders.
ship different, right? Which is
Roger.
something I really appreciate. So you wanna
Proceeding to coordinates.
keep your ships. You really do, because if you lose a ship that is a much higher ability, a much higher experience rank, you're gonna lose a ship that has much higher shielding, much higher defenses, much higher turbo laser damage, things of that nature. So you really, really want to try to preserve these ships. All right. So we're getting our military
Structure
stations up.
complete. Structure complete.
And our civil research station's up. Ba-boom. So that's done, and then what I'm going to go ahead and do is make
Structure complete.
capital shipyard. Now these shipyards will be able to pump out capital ships, and the reason I like having a couple is just, especially in the home planet or like the larger planets that you dominate, is just so you can pump out a lot of ships at once, right? Which really, really helps. So I can pump out 3 capitals now, and have them all going at the same time. So, you know, it's pretty nice. So we'll get that going. We've got there, and now we can start researching and expanding, which is good. This is a pretty solid start to the game. Pretty solid start to the game. Now we're waiting on insulated archaeology type 1. So after they build one more research station, they'll get that going. And our Jehovan stations are almost done, which is good. We're about to get our advanced starfighters, which is even better. As far as fleet logistics, so you can only have a certain amount of ships, right, in your fleet. And eventually you'll run out. Obviously, capitals take up more of these logistical spaces for your fleet. But I believe the official term is actually fleet supply. Yeah, fleet supply. So the smaller the fleet you have, the less money it takes to manage them. However, the weaker they are, right?
Complete.
So as you expand your empire, you obviously want to have
Roger.
a bigger fleet.
Structure
And this
complete.
fleet will allow you to maintain control over all these areas.
Structure complete.
Now we're going to go ahead and
Confirmed.
send our larger fleet to Endor. And go ahead and take Endor here. Now, not all these planets, they are obviously pulled from the Star Wars universe, but it's all randomized. So Hoth may be a desert planet, for example. It happens. It's how it works. Don't get all frustrated with me. It's how it goes. Trust me, I'm a big Star Wars lore buff too, and I like it when my stuff is right, but we can't all win. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and grab that, and then I'm going to grab our customs registry and our orbital refinement. So the more you guys
Preparing the
watch
jump
me
to
play this
hyperspace.
mod, the more you're going to notice
Preparing
that
the jump to hyperspace.
things are different based on the factions. So the CIS, for example, may be absolute experts when it comes to, you know, their trade
Standing by.
economy, because that's what they are.
Waiting orders.
While the Republic is good at spreading influence, right? Because you obviously have Palpatine here. So having the Galactic Republic here will allow you to spread your influence a lot easier. Now the influence is represented by these red lines, right? And you'll be building interstellar networks in order to spread influence that can actually overthrow enemy planets, which is really, really cool. They actually have a whole pirate mechanic in here too, and a black market so I can sell to my enemies. And then they'll have like a target, so I can place bounties on other people's heads or give them specific missions that allow them to take out my enemies. It's really cool, guys. I mean, that's why I'm just such a big fan of this, because the systems that are behind this are amazing. So we're going to go ahead and get some more scout frigates here as well, so we can send them out. You see our fleet capacity is already starting to run out here.
Yes, sir.
So we're probably going
Phase
to upgrade
jump
fleet
complete.
logistics once. That allows us to get some planetary colonization vessels. And it looks like our boys are here on
Planet
Endor.
development finished.
We need shielded archaeology type 2 to get this one. So let's see if it's possible to get that. It is. So we'll grab that as well. And then diplomacy, we'll start training. So these allow us to spread culture more
Research
frequently and
complete.
set spy probes and actually offer, you see this bounty hunting thing right here,
Structure complete.
and maintain trade packs. So while I may be against the CIS, and naturally we'd be at arms, right, trying to take each other out in the Star Wars universe, the cool thing about this is we're fighting another race we've never encountered before in lore, so to speak, which is the Yuzong Vong. Now, if my guys think that we, or if our
complete.
diplomatic relations are high enough, I'll actually show you. I can make a pact with this Japanese
Structure
nationalist
complete.
group against the Vong. And then once that pact's over, it'll break, right? And then we go to war, which is really cool.
Structure complete.
All right, so all my fighters are heading right over here. This is actually much easier than I thought it would be. But my fighters are tearing through. And after we secure Endor, we'll throw together a small colonizational fleet. Here, or colonizing
Research
fleet, whatever you want to
complete.
call it. So we'll get support ships here. The acclamator will give us invade
Structure
planets.
complete.
So we'll do an acclamator,
On the lookout.
or is it? Yeah, it's acclamator. And then we'll have the
Research complete.
acclamator protected by, let's see here,
On the lookout.
2 victory classes.
Copy.
Now let's get all these boys
Research
scouting.
complete. Our fleet is under attack.
Alright, fleet near Endor under attack. Let's see how this is going.
Awaiting
Oh, our
orders.
guys got this. No worries.
Awaiting orders.
Our guys totally have this. If they don't, I'm going to be slightly concerned. There we go.
Reporting in.
Good work, boys. Now, we're going to actually get rid of all our bomber squadrons here and upgrade to the newer squadrons. Again, sorry for the horrible clicks.
Yes, sir.
I know that was probably a lot of clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes, sir. Standing by.
And
Reporting
then
in.
we'll get 2
Reporting in.
Nimbus squadrons for our smaller
Awaiting
ships.
orders. Confirmed. Right away.
Perfect. Alright. So we've got a decent start here. And there's our acclimator.
Roger.
And you'll see
Cruiser
our capital
here.
ships being produced as well. There we go. And they should regroup with that acclimator
Copy.
class.
Moving out. Received.
Now,
Yes,
you
sir.
guys may remember these. Let's see if you do.
Yes, Commander.
Research complete.
These are the Victory Class I Star Destroyers. The prerequisites to, you know, the original Star Destroyers, so to speak. These are cool. These are cool. I love these things. They're heavy, heavy on
Yes, sir.
missiles, which is amazing. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade these
Standing by.
twice. Typically,
Yes,
you wouldn't pay
Commander.
to upgrade these, but I've actually got an add-on to the mod that allows you to pay to
Standing
upgrade
by.
these specific ships. You notice that some of them actually don't have
Roger.
the upgrade capacity.
Received. Right away.
So, we're going to go ahead and send these ships over to
Received.
Deliat to grab Deliat, which, you know, planet name I've pronounced wrong like 80 times at this point in
Coordinates
time.
confirmed.
And
Jump to hyperspace.
we've got our customs registry done, which is good. And we're about to get shielded archaeology type 2, which is good too. So we'll get our interstellar networks and our NMHT. The NMHT basically allows us to detect hyperspace jumps in between, which is extremely handy in this case scenario. So we'll be able to see hyperspace jumps from systems away of our own systems, which is nice. Now, I don't like how we have a pirate base right here in Biscayne. However,
Yes,
we're
sir.
going to make it work.
Roger.
So our shielded archaeology type 2 is almost finished,
Standing by.
which means they will colonize indoor.
Phase jump complete.
We will have indoor, and our scouts are moving around as well.
Research complete. Research complete.
Roger.
Now this boy is going to go colonize Eliat. Alright. And boom. Cool. So we've captured indoor, right? Now, when you capture a planet, you obviously want to develop it a little bit. Personally, I like to explore, see if we have any artifacts on it.
orders.
And now we're actually going to send this fleet up to Balfrup to secure
Roger.
Balfrup and hold it there. Now, we're going to go ahead and also start setting up trade and orbital outposts. So basically what these are going to do allow our planets to trade with each other, right? So if I'm going to go ahead and place one here, so we'll have a trade outpost. And this is just a small trade outpost that'll give us access to trade frigates that'll move about the
Nothing
system.
of value has been found.
And then we're also going to do an orbital refinery here. And what the orbital refinery is going to do is send out small ships that are going to extract resources from nearby asteroids. We've got 2 resources in this game. You have neutronium and lamite. Now these are just
Calculate
used
jump
to
to light
produce
speed.
various things. It's the typical 2 resources.
Preparing the jump to hyperspace.
But there's many systems that are actually, you know, rich with lamite or rich with neutronium. When we start building the larger ships, we're going to start wanting to secure those systems, right? Let's get our planetary defense
Research
network.
complete.
This basically gives our planets more health during sieges. So enemies cannot simply just take a planet, right? They have to siege the planet. And then after sieging the planet, they will be able to
Nothing
take the
valuable
planet
has been
if
found.
our culture isn't strong enough.
Research complete.
So we'll get Durasteel plating, and then let's go ahead and start upgrading our ships. Alright, and we have Deliat. Let's see if we can upgrade logistically. So we can upgrade logistically, which is good. So we'll go ahead and do that logistical upgrade as well. And we'll spend some of our credits to buy some Lamite off the black market here. That way we're
Ready.
a
Moving
little
out.
more up to snuff.
Received. Copy. Moving out.
Alright, so we've got three fleets, which are doing okay. Commodore's got 3 Marauders, 1 Syntax, and 1 Dreadnought. I think what we're going to do is secure Balfrup and then see how it
Reporting in.
goes.
Scouts have found a colonizable planet.
So we've got, let's see, oh, they got them. Our advanced starfighter is going to help a lot. It's really those Dreadnought classes that we're going to have to worry about. Alright, you can see this is a pirate base. Pirate bases are bad juju, man. I mean, look at that. Now, as long as they don't have a bounty, they won't send any fleets in to reinforce this base from hyperspace. But it's very, very important to try to avoid those pirate bases.
Our fleet is under attack.
Awaiting your command.
Now that Delot is free here, what we're going to do, build our extractors. And we're going to go ahead and set up, you know what, we're not going to do trade outposts yet, because I want to get a trade outpost here on Vari.
Research complete.
Now typically on my home planet,
Complete.
I'll have a lot of trade outposts going, right, because it's got the largest logistical capacity. And by having a lot of trade outposts going, I'm getting a lot of income coming into my main planet, which has a higher tax rate increase. So by having a higher tax rate increase, you'll actually be able to tax people a little more highly.
Research complete.
We'll get pan-galactic culture here. This basically helps with influence in a nutshell. And then after we secure Bafop,
Yes, sir.
Bafop, Bafoop, whatever it is. Let's
Scouts
go in
have
here and
found
get
a
a little...
colonizable planet.
Oh man, they're shredding that one. And we're good.
Proceeding to coordinates.
We'll have one of our Star Destroyers deploy some troops down to the bottom there. And then we will have Bafop.
A new colony has
Dun
been
da da da. Bafop is ours. We'll send that fleet
Confirmed.
back to Endor. Woostry. I like that planet name. That's a cool planet name. Alright.
Research complete.
Standing by.
Let's get that fleet up there. Okay. So now, let's go ahead and get Spaceport.
Research complete.
Orbital Refinement Station. We're going to put our spaceport actually. Actually, no, we don't really have to, do we? I may reorganize this later just because I'm OCD with this kind of stuff. We'll get that little culture thing started. So our trade routes will pop up.
Roger.
Alright.
Structure complete.
And these guys are heading back.
Reporting in.
We'll go ahead and dock all our ships. And then Belfrup is ours as well, which is good. And this is a neutronium-rich area, which is also good. So from here, let's go ahead and set up, do a spaceport, and a relay station. So the HoloNet relay station is basically
Preparing the
spread
jump to
culture
hyperspace.
by allowing them to connect. The more you have interconnected or spanned out, the more they're going to spread influence across the galaxy. And by having these influences spread across the galaxy, it'll actually prevent other people from occupying that planet because they'll actually fight back on the other faction, which is really neat.
Structure complete.
Looks like we also have a wormhole over here, or Cantrell. Wormholes allow you to go between systems. You don't really know where, and you have to have this specific drive to navigate that system. Otherwise, you're going to use stars, right? And you can see here that there's actually 3 stars. Bondaraz, Kuwait, and our star, which is Janara. Now, hopefully we don't have another faction here on this star, but I could be wrong.
Roger.
And you see, like, if we look over a plant, so we've got a polluted planet. There's allegiance, which is their allegiance to us. We can actually lose a planet to enemy culture. Planet health, population of that planet, and then our tax income rate. So by having a bigger population planet, right, you're going to have a little bit more. Okay, so they're guarded.
Phase jump complete.
Now, we've
Research
got
complete.
the Jabimi nationalists. So they're going after the Jabimi nationalists. We're fine. Alright, let's go ahead and deploy all fighters. And then we'll build extractors here. Looks like a pretty balanced planet, indoor. And I think that's going to be a good first episode, guys. So that gives you a taste of what these are going to be like. I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, if you did enjoy too, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a whole campaign here with the Republic. I'm really excited. I know it's a little more slower paced than my usual stuff when it comes down to it, but it's more enjoyable, and I really feel like it's more detail and gives us a bit more of a little bit of free time to talk, so to speak. I'm slurring a bunch of words together today. It's Sunday afternoon. I'm tired. You know how it is. But if you enjoyed this video, guys, and want to support it, let me know by hitting that like button so I can do more of these. Really, really happy to see what you guys think of this. And then what I'm going to do as well is a lot of my loyal YouTube viewers, if you guys are excited about this series, we can name capital ships after anybody. So if you would like to claim your own capital ship, just tell me what class you'd like. We have 3 Venators and 2 Victory Class I Star Destroyers, and we'll see how long you guys can survive throughout the series. And maybe if you survive the whole series, I'll give you guys a little Steam code or something as a gift. So anyway, guys, claim your ships in the comments below. Tell me what you thought of the first part of the series, and let me know if you guys want another one, because if you do, I'll happily give you guys 2 this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Nick, otherwise known here as Avialence. This is Sins of a Galactic Empire, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have a good one, everybody.